be sick and tired of all your bullshit. This is the current physique right now. You know, nothing crazy. I still don't have a six-pack, so that speaks volume on the discipline. I gotta be more disciplined, you know, because if as a man you can't get a six-pack, then what does that say about your focus, your discipline, your motivation? You feel me? I usually start off my day with some electrolytes to rehydrate your body from like being dehydrated overnight. But shit, I guess I ran out, and then I usually blend them up with this shit right here, which is golden. But yeah, this is the stash right here. Let me flip the camera around. This is the stash right here. Magnesium I take at night. Vitamin K plus D. Really optimal. This is good and excellent for testosterone too. And then I take these at night too. Or you can take them at whatever time of the day. But yeah, I usually start off my day with electrolytes. But shit, I don't have any right now, so we're just gonna go with regular spring water. Ignore the plastic packaging because shit is not optimal. And then I do these too. These contain natural flavors and stuff like that, which aren't really optimal, but shit, we gotta work with what we got sometimes. Sometimes you gotta cut corners, you know? But yeah, probably gonna cut the video here and then get started and head out to the coffee shop. Boom. Alright guys, just got done showering. I'm about to head out to the coffee shop. But before that, at the coffee shop I always go to, I'm a regular there. So I always get a nitro cold brew and a double espresso. But I just ran over to Costco a couple days ago for my groceries. And I have a shit ton of espresso and a bunch of cold brew too. Some blue bottle cold brew. So I'm debating on whether or not I should have cold brew here and espresso over there. Or the opposite, have espresso here and then cold brew over there. Either way it works. I'm gonna get caffeinated the fuck out. So I got that to look forward to and then do some work on the computer, right? Just to be faster, because if I drink my cold brew, I like sipping on it, you know? I don't want to just chug it down. We can do that for espresso, so we're gonna do that and get this day going for me. Cheers. Oh, that tastes like shit. All right, gang, this is my view. Every single time I leave my place, fire as fuck. Low-key hella putting myself out there, but you know what? Fuck it. Shit is fire. I'm gonna be living behind this wall right here. There's like a big ass like skyscraping like building, and I'm about to be there next year. No cap. Wait on it. Yo, so quick change of plans. I just noticed that I don't really have a lot of clothes and I need something to wear for my birthday. So we're about to go to Valley Fair, which is a local mall here in San Jose. And we're gonna blow some fucking money. You feel me? I always love shopping, honestly. It's just, you know, I don't like spending a lot of money. Because I know if I go in there, I'm not going to just buy one or two things. I'm going to end up spending a shit ton of money, you know? And so that's what sucks. And I'll have music playing in the car because my shit's about to get copyrighted. I've been like shooting a bunch of clips with me just jamming out in the car. And yeah, my shit's probably going to get copyrighted. So I'm just going to fucking pause the music every time I speak into the mic because we want to avoid that. And we don't want to have footage deleted or any of that shit, you know? But update on the caffeine situation, you guys are gonna find out. Caffeine is really optimal for human nutrition, for human health in general. Caffeine is extremely optimal, so I recommend you guys take about 600 to 800 milligrams of caffeine a day. That helps cognitive function, and it also helps you just overall fucking be happier. It shoots up like serotonin or dopamine, I forget. But it makes you happier, like literally. There's science to back that. And there's also science that backs it being, okay, let's fucking turn this shit off. I got my hose blowing me up. No, I'm just playing. I don't have any. Unfortunately. Fortunately. But yeah, I was going to show you guys, talking about caffeine, I was going to show you guys what I'm drinking right now. We got the yerba mate, bruh. Yerba mate, you guys need to hop on that. This is a really good brand. I get it at Sprouts, but it's fire as fuck. Trust me, guys. black coffee, either espresso or cold brew, just black. Don't get any sugar added to it. Like, you know, I get whole milk sometimes on special occasions, say it's a holiday or something. I try to do raw milk, but not a lot of places sell that shit. So I gotta, you know, stick to whole milk at least, or have it be A2 or grass fed. I'll get more into detail about what that all means, because you guys are probably like, what the fuck is this guy talking about, you know? But it's really optimal, really locked in stuff. But for the most part, I always have my coffee black, because why consume extra sugar when, you know, a bunch of you are already eating a shit ton of sugar. Me, I try to minimize it. I only get my sugars from fruit, and lately I haven't even been eating fruit, because I just found out that fruit itself isn't really optimal, which is really surprising, right? It's really surprising. You guys are probably like, the fuck is this guy saying? But there's science to back that up, and I'm gonna make science-backed evidence and videos on that, so you guys are not like, this guy's just pulling shit out of his ass. Like, no, there's like, I'm literally studying this. But yeah, I'll see y'all in a bit. I don't know what the next clip is gonna be, but yeah, I'll see y'all in a bit. Stay caffeinated, feel me? All right, just got done shopping at the mall. I was gonna take my camera, but shit, hella fucking people. I'm not trying to do all that right now, but eventually I will, right? That's the end goal. But caffeinated the fuck out off the yerba mate and off the espressos. And I went to Paxson and I bought a bunch of nice, good quality, you know, clothing and stuff. That sort of stuff, you feel me? How much is the whole mall? How much is the whole world head at? I'm trying to buy everything, no cap. But yeah, guys, I'm about to hit up the vitamin shop right now. I'm a regular there too. So I honestly, at this point, I just kind of go because, you know, just to keep that relationship going, I guess, in a sense. I don't really like energy drinks too much. I more so try to stick to espresso or yerba mate, more of the natural stuff, even though coffee is technically a seed. But like I said, caffeine kind of helps your cognitive functions, so I'm not complaining about that. I'm willing to be a little less optimal if, physically, if it comes down to being mentally more suited, right? So yeah, so this is for later. We got some snacks full of seed oils. This is what happens when you do not order 23 and grass-fed. You have to resort to things full of fucking seed oils that are going to eventually lower your testosterone and are kind of bad for you. But I mean, it's protein at the end of the day. It's not bad to cut corners here and there. It just, don't make it a habit, because then, you know, you start breaking out. I'm not, you know, necessarily these past couple of weeks and days, I've been extremely busy. So I've been cutting a lot of corners, which is a bad luck. You know, I'm the company, I'm the face of 23 and grass fed. So I gotta be locked in at all times. But, you know, that's the point here. High performers don't have a lot of time to emphasize, you know, food or like running errands and that sort of stuff. And that's where 23 and grass-fed comes into play. You know, with the click of a button, you order really locked in meals that are going to have you functioning mentally and physically optimal, right? They're going to have you functioning 100% locked in all the time, right? And that's ultimately why I made 23 and grass-fed for, you know, for high-performing individuals who don't have time to cook, who don't have time to go to the grocery store. And overall, you got to be able to buy back your time, especially when you're always working, or you're always outside of work working on the business, or, you know, networking, whatever it may be. 23 and grass-fed is perfect for people like that. And that is ultimately the target audience, and that is ultimately the point I'm trying to make. So do yourself a favor, stay locked in at all times, and go to 23andgrassfed.com and order some good stuff, some really optimal human nutrition. You feel me? Straight up. I'll see y'all in a bit. Honestly, it'd be a lot easier, since I'm kind of on the time crunch, to eat this right here. I mean, it's protein at the end of the day, and sometimes that's all people care for, the fact that it's protein, right? But that, you know, protein actually isn't necessarily what the body's looking for. It's actually the amino acids in the protein. Those are what builds muscle in your body. And there's a study it's really sciencey, honestly, just to put it in simple terms for everyone to understand, right? Your body can convert fat into carbs and carbs into fat, but protein is one of the macronutrients that is essential to the human body, something that we need and we can't produce by ourselves. And there's about 9 amino acids that are really, really needed by your body. Your body can't produce them in any type of way. And the only way of your body getting that is through nutrients, right? And it's derived from what you eat in the simplest of terms. So I can eat this right here to cut, to create a shortcut basically, but we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We're locked in over here with 23 and grass fed. I wouldn't be starting an optimal human nutrition company if, I wasn't locked in myself. Like I said, I am the face of 23 and grass fed. And so with that, I gotta lead by example, right? So right now what we're about to do is, dude, honestly, I'd love to have a farmer's market here in San Jose. There is a couple, but I haven't been to some of them, but I've done research on them and there's not really good manufacturers or good little stands that kind of have like grass-fed pasture-raised meats or pasture-raised eggs, organic stuff like this. When it comes to it, Sprouts and Whole Foods is the GOAT. I'd lean towards Sprouts a little more because Sprouts has like everything you need. This bread is from Sprouts, organic. It has like 4 ingredients. It is only organic wheat flour, organic sourdough culture, and water, sea salt as well. That's pretty much it. It's only like 3-4 ingredients. And ultimately, when you start looking at foods, you gotta narrow it down by ingredients. So the less ingredients, the more optimal, kind of. We'll get more into detail, in further videos or whatever it may be. But we're gonna have sourdough bread, and I defrosted some grass-fed patties here, so we're gonna have this too. So we're just gonna have like 2 slices of sourdough bread and some grass-fed patties for breakfast. A lot of people look down on cholesterol. The doctors say, oh, you shouldn't eat cholesterol, this or that. But cholesterol is literally a building block for testosterone. I eat like almost a dozen eggs a day, as well as like 2 pounds of red meat, and I feel amazing. I feel like my cognitive function is over the roof. So explain that, science. No, but yeah, the more further along we get into creating content, creating new videos, I'm gonna be explaining and kind of showing you guys what I eat and how that has me functioning, how that has me looking. Obviously, I'm not fully where I want to be physically, but we're getting closer, and I'm a lot closer than I was last year. So that just means progress is being made, right? Enough with the yap session. I'll show you guys the finished product in a second. Peep game right here. So we got the organic sourdough. This camera's kind of funky, so the angles might suck. I gotta get used to it. And then we got grass-fed 85, or I think it's 80-20. So it's 80 lean, 20% fat. And then we got some raw white cheddar on top of that. Extremely gassed. This is basically gonna go on top of 1 slice of bread, 1 per each, I'd usually try to make it a sandwich, but we're not trying to get those extra carbs in. A lot of people are afraid of fat because that cheese has a shit ton of fat, as well as the patties. But you shouldn't be afraid of fat. Fat is actually really essential for your body. Saturated fat especially is really great for your body, as your body is composed of saturated fat, as opposed to polyunsaturated fat. So something you guys didn't know, something the doctors continue to tell you, that polysaturated monosaturated fat is good for you. It's not good or bad for you, but your body does store fat as saturated fat. So why would saturated fat be bad for you? I'm reading a book right now. Let me go ahead and try to find it. It's probably in my backpack, and I left my backpack downstairs, but it's a really good book. I'll put it down in the description so you guys can check it out. It really puts you on game. It's PhD graduate student wrote it, and it's really good. It's a really good book. I'm halfway through it, but it's teaching me a lot of things about optimal human nutrition and that sort of thing. So yeah, this is what we're about to fuck up right now, and you know, I'm gonna hit Equinox right after too. So I'll see y'all then. I don't think we're allowed to film at Equinox actually, so I'll probably see you after the workout. But you feel me? You get it.